Hello and good evening to the Crypto Kings YouTube channel. So this is an update in the series. We've been building a X99A mining rig, and I've called it, the rig name's called X99. Not much imagination there, but as you would have followed us building up the rig with the motherboard. We got the Xeon E5-2620 V3 chip in there with 40 PCI lanes. You would have seen the video where we installed the Be Quiet CPU cooler, the DDR4 RAM in, and then we've built the frame, and then what I did, I slowly added some GPUs. Look, with the older motherboards, which I'm not too familiar with, I generally like to add a few GPUs at a time. Just I've had issues before where I've blown mobos or power, just not really understanding what the capacity of certain components was. So I kind of tend to take it steady nowadays, not just chuck all GPUs on at once. More so with boards I haven't used before. So what we've got at the moment, we've got two 3060 Ti's. I've actually got three 3060 Ti's, but that one there is not actually connected yet. That's the plan tonight, to get that one connected. We've got a 3060 12GB, the nerfed version, which we have the well, not at the moment, but I've got the HDMI dummy plug and the 4070.05 drivers working on this to get the max hash rate. I've just got a 1660 Super there running as there as well. So plan this evening is to get the third 3060 Ti up and running, and I'm going to put another 1660 Super in at the end. Look, the long-term plan for this rig will be three 3060 Ti's. I've got another 3060 12GB to go in there to pair them up nicely, and I'm probably going to chuck another 3070 on the end here. So we'll get this a full 3 series rig, but at the moment I'm just using the cards I've got available, and I'll be switching some cards from other rigs over to make this this rig, I guess, final. My plan is, and I've been running through the all this is online, but I've been going through the X99A Gaming 7 user guide and looking at the PCI lanes. And the older motherboards are a little bit more hardwired with some of what the configurations with GPUs. A lot of the more modern cards, you can use all of the slots. You can add in 1 to 4 splitters and things like that, but the older boards aren't so versatile. But the plan is here, we're going to use the 3 slots here. It's a lane or slot 1, 3 and 6. I'm then using, and if I show you on this, let's see here, what I'm doing then is I'm using the actual X99 chip on the motherboard. So this is not the CPU, the chip there can take 2 GPUs in the X1 slots. That's the 2 X1 slots. You can see, it's a bit hard to see, but there are 2 X1 slots there, trust me. And then what I'm going to try and do, because I think because I can use 3 slots here on the CPU, I'm going to try and convert the M.2 slot. There's an M.2 conversion slot to turn that into a PCI slot there. So be hopefully running 3 PCI-E slots out of the motherboard chip, and then 3 cards out of the CPU. So yeah, what I've got here is, it's a bit hard to do this one-handed, but I will try my best. What I've got here is an M.2 conversion kit, so that will slot into the M.2 slots. We'll screw that down. Yeah, it's funny to get these little screwdrivers with it. So that will be going, if I can sort of just, you can see in there, not trying to break anything, I'll be putting that in there. And one thing I always forget to do, I always put it in and press it down. I always forget to unscrew the screw. So just the tip here is, always make sure to unscrew that screw first before you put the converter in, otherwise you end up putting it in, have to take it out, take the screw out and then re-put it in. So it does come with a power thing. There's a Molex power, but I don't actually power up these. I find you don't need them because we actually power the GPUs from the top anyway. So I don't know what the rule of that is. I've never found I needed it, but happy to hear otherwise. Feel free to add some comments. Yeah, so that's the plan. Yeah, just thought I'd come show over here at the moment. Yeah, just so you can see that we're running the two 3060 Ti's. We've got the 3060 12 gig and then the 1660 Super in there running at the moment, and we're getting just over 200 mega hash on that at the moment. So yeah, so I'll say over and out for now. That's, I guess, my plan for this evening, and yeah, we'll come back in a bit and we'll see how we've got on. All right, chat soon, guys. PCI-E slots. So I have this converter here. You can get these on eBay for about, I don't know, $7 to $8. That's Aussie dollars. And yeah, we're going to be putting it in down there. So I thought I'd just run it through with you. I'm by no means an expert, so we'll just have a go together. And yeah, welcome any feedback or comments. Look, first thing is that I've shut down the mining. I've turned off the power at the PSU, so safety tip there, guys. Now, one thing I always forget, I'm not going to do it this time because I'm on video, but it's good to remember to undo the screw over here before you slot in the converter. Otherwise, you end up just having to remove it, take the screw out, then put it back in. So that's just something I've learned after doing it wrong a few times. Very small screws. So we've got the screw out now. So now we'll try and slot this in. There you go. Just sort of push it in. Now I think I'm going to come around here and screw this back in. I love these little baby screwdrivers you get with a lot of these kits. Oh, I might drop it. But yeah, probably a bit easier to do it without all the stuff already in here, but I think that's it. There we go. Screwing down now. Yeah, it's nice and snuggly. Just gonna always be careful working around your motherboard if you've all got things connected that just re-wiggle these back in. I've never had any issues, but I have heard that they come loose or it can cause issues. So yeah, so that looks like it's in. I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, I don't power these up. Generally, the GPUs are being powered themselves. So yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So what I might just do, will come down and I'll do a little bit of manipulation because I've got a full-size riser going up to a card, so it's not ideal, but if I just bend that a little bit, should be okay. That looks okay to me. So what I might do, I'll just wrap this video up here while I just I'm just putting the riser into the GPU here, and I'll get the power and the USB all connected up, and I'll come back when we start the power up. I need to go to the BIOS. Just one thing I read here. When installing the M.2 PCI interface module, please set the PCI strap for or to M.2 PCI in the BIOS. So when I run this, I'll be hitting escape to tweak the BIOS as advised here. So okay, I'll come back shortly. Okay, so let's hit the power button. And just now hitting escape to try and get into the BIOS. so delete, sorry, delete. Brilliant. So yeah, cool. So we've just got into the BIOS. As you know, we've just put the M.2 to PCIe converter into the slot over there, and we've powered up the third 3060 Ti, and we have that running down. You can see just at the back there, going into that new PCIe lane that we've added. So one of the things it did say here was to make sure we set the M.2 PCH strap for M.2 PCIe in BIOS. So yes, I thought let's have a look at this together. Excuse me, I'm just holding this here, so sorry if it's a little bit shaky. I think we've got to go to advanced, and it's probably in here somewhere. So here we go. So PCH strap. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, yep. So it says here PCH SATA to PCIe switch, then and then onboard SATA 5.6. Okay, so what it's telling us here is if we switch this from over, the onboard SATA 5.6 will be disabled. So I think over here, let me just mark the subject here. Do you see? Yeah, down there. Yeah, so if you can see in there, just over there on the motherboard, there is two SATA connections, 5 and 6. They will be disabled, which I'm okay with that. You know, if we look at it, I'm using the SATA 1 just here for my SSD, which has got Windows on it. So yeah, I'm okay with that. So yeah, we'll say okay. You know, as all these things, it's trial and error. I'm not sure what source link means. Auto PC. I'm going to leave it auto. Yeah, not quite sure about that. I've got all these set to Gen 3, E1, 5, 3 and 6, all Gen 3. Again, I'm going to have at least a couple of 3060 12 gigs on there. The Nerf version, so not the full LHR versions, which do require Gen 3 for the full hash rate unlock. Well, that's what I find anyway. So again, we might have to play around with some of these as we go. But you know, looking at it, these E1, 3, 5, and 6. These are all the CPU lanes, which we will be planning to use as Gen 3 PCI speed. Obviously, then the PCIe lanes which I'm using here, and then the conversion one, I'm not going to be using 3060 12 gig cards. So I think the other cards should be fine if I have to go down to Gen 2 or even Gen 1. So we will find out. So cool. Let's exit this. So let's press escape. Oh, hang on. So I think we need to do save and exit. Is it F10? I think it's F10. F10. Yep. Save configuration. Reset. So let's save it, and fingers crossed, see what happens. I was thinking about it, so I think everything's shutting down now and starting up again. So let's see what happens. The errors come up on the 9C64. Okay, cool. So we're back through to BIOS. Windows is opening up. Let's turn this light off here. So not much happening at the moment. Oh, back to BIOS. Interesting. So I don't know if that's just the BIOS doing some. Sometimes I find when you change BIOS settings, it might start up do something, shut down again, reset, or could just be a stuff up somewhere and we need to rethink about doing this M.2 to PCI-E lane converter. But let's hopefully the Windows is thinking about it. Come on, baby. Yeah, this is progress. Again, once I get a little bit more advanced, I'll start doing more like some proper screen share technology, but for now it's my shaky hand. So that one thing I always try and catch is stop the nice hash from running straight away. Look, I do have it set up to auto run. If you have any power outs or resets, that's the right thing to be doing. But obviously when you're adding new cards or changing some of the hardware, you don't really want to go hardcore into nice hash until you've just checked devices are added. And always, as a tip for me, I always like to go into Task Manager when I've done any hardware, software changes, just to see what's running in here. You know, you always find when you're adding cards, and sorry about the waviness in the screen there, I always find I like to make sure that any Windows checks or NVIDIA like drivers have just updated. Normally as well, when a new card is added, you'll hear the device manager go like do, like it's added a new card, or you might get a black screen. So I always just like to sort of sit back. Don't let your mining, you know, whether you use a nice hash, you know, I don't know if it's the same for HiveOS or TLX Miner, but just let the new, you know, hardware get installed, check it's all working, and then you can, you know, kick off and start mining and earning some dollars. So yeah, I'm not seeing any changes just yet. We might just go across to Device Manager and see what's happening over here. And click display adapters. Yeah, so look, that's not ideal. So I've still only got 4 cards being recognized there, and obviously now we've added the 5th. So yeah, this possibly the M.2 PCI converter hasn't been done right, or I've done something wrong, or we haven't converted it across properly. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on this. I might just stop this video now and just try and do a little bit of troubleshooting, and yeah, I'll come back to you very shortly.